Never did I think I'd be spending time watching any politician talk, really anywhere, but from North Carolina, I'm in New York. But I actually am looking forward to it because I need to see the energy. I need to see what they're talking about, how they're moving. I've never been interested in politics. It would seem things have gone a little with the boys and the girls sports. It's wild out here. Mark Robinson got good energy. This Republican Party is different. We got to hear this man talk. We got to hear everyone talk, but we got to listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. You got a sweat rag.
Fantastic, fantastic. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Very first thing we're going to do, as always, we're going to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Okay. I like it.
Are there reporters in this room somewhere?
All mouth.
I can't see through the light. It's the mainstream media here.
Somewhere.
If you're here, I want you to hear this. Hear me. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do in your newsroom. I don't care about your plans and your schemes to bring this nation down with your Democratic friends. Why? Because Jesus Christ is still on the throne.
Okay. That's what he said.
You may have your news cameras and your satellites and your 24-hour news, but Jesus Christ holds the world in his hands, and he holds me in it as well.
Okay.
And what he has for me, you cannot keep from coming true.
Okay.
It may not be the governor's mansion. It may not be any political seat, but you will not stop Jesus Christ's will in my life. So I do not fear you. Write your stories, tell your lies, tell your half-truths. But Christ is still on the throne. And because he lives in my heart and I live for him, I know whatever I need to do on this earth for him, it will get done. So we give him thanks first and foremost. Guys, all these other guys that come out here and talk to you about the issues, we know the issues. The wide open border, crime on the street, fentanyl killing our children, pornography in our schools.
I seen it.
We know about the issues, the failing economy, the precarious place the United States finds itself in on the world stage with its enemies. The horrible, absolutely dreadful administration that is currently leading our nation right now.
Come on.
Numbers of things that the most energetic, the greatest nation on earth, people seek to come to for that vaunted thing that we have, the freedom and energy and intelligence that we have in this country. And all 350 million people are being led by somebody who just barely knows that they're here on earth.
I'm not lying.
We know what the issues are. But I didn't really come here to go into details about the issues. What I really came here to do, I came here to get something started.
Let's go. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Because we got a problem in this country.
Okay.
We got a bunch of clapper-trap people that sit behind news media desks and want to talk about fake trials for President Trump.
Let's go.
Turn the television on and talk about first one actor and then another actor. Talking about all kinds of foolishness. Talking about MAGA Republicans being the most dangerous people on earth. I don't know. I didn't see any MAGA Republicans on 9/11 blowing up buildings and airplanes.
That was terrible, man.
The Republicans were over in Israel murdering people. And I don't think a MAGA Republican gave them the money to be able to do it. See, we got folks in this country that don't want to talk about the substantive issues all of us face. The things that we just talked about, that wide open border, carries the place we find ourselves with safety and security in the world, on the world stage. They don't want to talk about your pocketbook. They don't want to talk about the fact that your children are in schools where we spend millions upon millions upon millions of dollars for those schools, and the children can't read on the grade level. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that every single, solitary policy that they propose and then pass yields horrible results. They don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Why?
Tell me.
Because it proves an essential truth. It proves an essential truth. What is that truth? The simple truth of the matter is this. They call us the right. We sit on the right. And we not only get called the right and call ourselves the right and sit on the right, we are right.
They
We're
different
right about every single solitary issue. When we say, shut that border down.
He says, shut it down.
Those who are dangerous to our country, we are right. When we say, children should not be sexualized, we are right. And this nation knows it.
Fire me up.
When we say that it's your money, you earned it, you work for it, the government should not be picking your pocket, we are right. See, we are right.
You getting hot.
Too many of us are ashamed to be right, though. Some of us, we go to work.
Oh, there it is.
Start talking about politics and start standing up saying, I think Joe Biden's doing a wonderful job. And he's a nice man because that President Trump is just mean. I just don't like the things that he says.
This guy. Keep going.
He's just mean and arrogant, and he's a bully. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to go crazy. This man is fighting. Let's list the people he's fighting. He's fighting almost the entire news media. He's fighting all the Democrats. He's fighting all the communists. He's fighting all the socialists. He's fighting all of our enemies across the ocean. And sadly, he's fighting half the Republicans. How is this man a bully?
Let's go.
How is he a bully? You see, we hear that at work sometimes. Some of us are a little shy about stepping up, standing up, saying anything.
It's got to be the right time.
Look at us and say, why are you a Republican? We say, well, you know, my mom voted Republican.
I'm registered first time ever Republican. Never voted in my life.
He did a great job. I like Reagan. And so that's why I'm a Republican. We shy away from
I hear that a lot.
We don't want to look at that person and say, you know, well, wasn't it the Republican Party that was formed to stand up for the Republic?
What's he talking about?
Not the democracy like you see splayed on the news every day. You see, them folks want a democracy. They want the mob to rule.
What?
They don't want this republic. And they don't want Republicans standing up for the republic. You're going to tell them that, yeah, wasn't it? Well, they say, well, the Republican Party is the party of old white men.
Let's go, Mark. Give me his rat.
Coming off.
Well, man, I like this thing.
And while we're on that subject,
okay,
wasn't it the Republican Party that fought a war to free slaves?
I did not know that. Well, really. That's true.
Jim Crow laws were passed by Republicans.
How many?
Wasn't it the Republicans who ended Jim Crow? Then you can take it even further and say, so you're a Democrat. Why are you a Democrat? You know the Democrats were the ones that were in favor of slavery.
I hear people say that.
They were the ones in favor of the Confederacy.
I hear people say that.
They created Jim Crow.
What?
They are the ones that made the laws. And they are the ones that fought like hell to keep them.
Did you know
until they found out a different way to enslave people. Instead of giving them welfare, instead of giving them slave shacks and shackles, they decided they were going to give them welfare checks.
I've heard this before. I've heard this before.
You see, there are truths that nobody wants to talk about. Not the news media, not the college. Excuse me, the college.
That's okay. Wipe it up. Let's go.
Not the college professors.
That's okay.
Nobody walked the front row. Y'all better watch out, bro.
Woo! He's cleaning up. He's cleaning up. That's what has to happen. Quick on his feet.
Talk about it. But I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. And you should too.
Okay.
You should run and go tell the good news of why you're a Republican. You can take it all the way back to 1860 and bring it all the way up right down to 2020. You look at the states that are run by Republicans. Look at what Sarah Huckabee Sanders is doing in Arkansas.
Blocking boys and girls sports. All that.
Look at what Glenn Youngkin is doing in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida.
Trying to stop the surgeries. Blocking the border. Let's go.
Look at what the Republican legislature in North Carolina is doing and has done since 2010.
You need your bag, though. Come on.
And while we're on that subject,
tell me.
Think about what North Carolina will do.
What are you going to do?
Mark Robinson is the Republican governor.
Go. Mm-hmm. I hope you do. I hope you get in there. You better keep your word. He's hot right now. Like literally.
You see, there's a truth that's got to be told.
Tell it.
Unfortunately, no one will tell it if you don't. No one will be bold enough to tell it if you're not. I speak about this all the time, and when I do, I try to do it without shedding tears, but it's hard for me to do it.
Just don't spit on nobody.
Tell my wife I have two great dreams. One great dream exists on this side of the earth. The other dream exists on the other side. The dream on the other side is very dear to me. And people think that I hate people.
You don't.
I don't hate people.
No.
I hate actions. I hate actions that take advantage of people, destroy people's lives, destroy and wreck nations. I hate the actions. I don't hate the people. One of my greatest dreams as a Christian is this.
Tell me.
And I take it to heart, and when I say it, I mean it. You know, they tell me that when I die, if I do what God says on earth, that He has reserved a mansion for me, many rooms. Think about that room that He made reserved for me. And I think about myself in it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that place is like anything like down here on earth, maybe people would come and visit me. You know who I want to come and visit me?
Who?
Of course, I'd love to see the heroes of the faith come. My mother, my family, those that I love. But you know who else I want to see?
Who?
I want to look out my window down in my driveway and see Nancy Pelosi come walking up. I'm serious.
What?
I want to see Joe Biden come walking up.
What?
I do.
What?
I do.
That's impossible.
I want to look down there and
they
see
can't
my
make it there. Everything you've
up.
done. It's impossible.
I want to look down there and see everybody who opposed me on earth, who called me an enemy on earth. I want to see them come walking up that driveway. You know why? Because it means they made it.
But they can't make it when they do these things.
Because they made it. Now, I don't want my opponent to make it to the governor's mansion. But I sure wouldn't mind if he made it to heaven. But I don't hate anybody. Now, I want to see every single solitary person on this earth. I want to see their soul saved. Every single solitary person. And each and every one of us that calls ourselves a Christian should pray vehemently for their soul.
I knew you
that we would see them in heaven and forget about all this when we get up there. My second dream is this. And it's down here on earth.
Wipe it.
One day, years from now, you look at them old photographs and you can tell what year they were taken. I want an old photograph to be sitting up on somebody's shelf in a home somewhere. I don't know where it may be. Could be here, some other place.
Where you going?
And I want somebody to pull that photograph down and look at it and say, who is this man? And I want one of my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, right here in the United States of America, to take that picture, hold it up over their head, and say, this is my grandfather. And I live in.
I get it now.
Because he was.
Let's go. Speak up. Let's go.
And give me the same kind of freedom that he grew up in.
Yup.
To me, that would be the single
I believe him.
honor
I believe him.
This earth. Now, I sincerely hope that each and every one of you would want to have that honor as well. Now, before I leave you, I want to leave you with this.
Okay, tell us.
Who are we as Republicans? Who are we as conservatives? Who are we as patriots?
American.
Who are we as MAGA Republicans?
American. It's a trick question.
Down to this. Earlier this month, we celebrate what I call America's St. Christmas Day. D-Day, June the 6th.
It's a tough day.
1944. The spirit of MAGA, the spirit of us, the spirit of the American patriot is embodied in those boys, in those boats. It lives inside the hearts of each and every person in this room. It lives inside of the people who go back home and get politically active and are bound and determined to change the circumstances of their cities and their state and their nation. It exists in those moms who had the unmitigated gall, according to some, to go down to the school board and demand that their children not be sexualized. It lives in the heart of every patriot who decides to put their name on the dotted line and serve in office. It exists inside of Americans who love this nation. The heart of the boys in those boats on that day is literally the epitome of America. When times get tough for us, when you get scared, when you get nervous, when you think you can't win,
think about that.
Think about them boys in the boats. Think about them bullets hitting that door. No. Think about the fact when that door opened, they didn't run to the back. They ran out that door. Bullets be damned. I
don't know if I could have done it.
Save my country. You think about them.
Thank you.
You remember.
Thank you.
And you remember their sacrifice was not in vain because it lives in you and it lives in me and it lives in all of us. Let's let that energize us to save this nation one more time. God bless you all, and God bless the United States.
All his faith talk doesn't bother me at all. I kind of like it. It's who he is. I like his energy. He's the man. If I could vote for you, I would. Just so you know. I'm rocking with you. Let's go, Mark.
States of America.